Hi guys, I am going to walk you through the next section of our colony research, and this is where you're going to map out your colony. So I'm going to read the instructions to you and show you how to manipulate the pieces here. So it says, before the colonists arrive from England, you must have a plan for constructing the fort to provide protection and the homes inside the fort to provide shelter to the colonists. Below is a list of structures that must be included on your map. Refer to the images or your own research for help when drawing them. Remember to label each structure on your map and to draw the fort walls surrounding them. Now we have different types of buildings here. You have a church, you have a colonial home, something called a magazine, a cooper, the governor's palace, barracks, storehouse, and crops. Now, some of these are pretty self-explanatory. We all know what a church is, we know what a home is, we know what crops are, and the governor's palace is pretty self-explanatory. But let's talk about some of these other things. So right here we have the magazine, and the magazine is a building in the colonies that was used to store weapons and ammunition. The cooper is a building where those artisans worked that we talked about at the beginning of this unit. So that's people like your blacksmith or your silversmith, people who worked in trades, worked in buildings called coopers. Barracks, now these have an interesting story. So in the colonies, while they were still under British rule, the British government required that the colonies have a place for British soldiers to live while they were there. And that's what these barracks are for. These barracks are for the British soldiers to live in. Now, a storehouse is where colonies kept a lot of their materials. So it's basically like storage. So again, you need to include all of these items in your colony. You can include multiples. You don't just need one of each. It's up to you. Remember, you're trying to create a fort that's both secure and provides enough shelter and also room to be prosperous so they don't end up like Roanoke's. You want places to live, you want crops, you want ways to protect yourself. I'm going to bring you to the next slide. So this is the map of your colony. Your colony is going to be within this black squiggle here. So this squiggle is showing the coastline. So this is ocean. This is ocean. We've got some ocean over here. So all of this is water. So your colony is going to be within here. Now, a neat thing that I've done is I've made little movable pieces for each of these things. So what you're going to do is, let's say you want to add crops. You're going to right click on the crops right here, and you're going to select copy. You're going to come over and click on our mapping out of the colony. And let's say you want to put your crops over here. You want to keep it away from the ocean. So you're going to put it over here. You're going to click paste. And here's your crop. And you're just going to put it right where you want it. And the reason why I think you should copy and paste is so that you can add more. So we want more than one crop. And since I've already have that copied, I'm just going to paste another one. So here we go. I've added 2 crops. Now let's say I want to add a home. I'm going to come right click on home, click copy, and paste my home here. And I'm going to add some homes over here. Now let's add a couple more. So let's say I've added 3 homes and I actually didn't want 3. Let's say I only wanted 2. What you're going to do is so this is what it looks like. You've got 2 crops and 3 homes. But let's say I only wanted 2 homes. I'm going to click on the one I want to get rid of. So you click on it till it has those boxes around it, and then I just hit backspace and it goes away. So you're going to map out what you want your colony to look like. And if you want to do some little research on how some of the settlements were set up, I'm going to link a website in the instructions to this website for Colonial Williamsburg. Williamsburg is a settlement. It was a settlement in the Virginia colony. However, this settlement is kept alive meaning that the buildings are intact, the crops are intact, and it's a place you can go visit. It's a historical site now. So when you get to their website here, it'll look like this. Obviously, right now, no one can visit, but you can um, travel back in time from home. So you're going to click Learn More right here, eventually. And you can go back and look at different things. So there's, there's virtual tours you can take. You can watch some stories from people who lived in Williamsburg. There are some live things, but you can also click Explore up here, and you can look at the different things they had. So you can look at the historic area. It's pretty interesting. There's lots of different things to explore. So you can see kind of what their Cooper would look like, the blacksmith shop, um, different types of things. Here's an example of a home, the governor's palace, the kitchen. There's tons of cool things to explore here, and I'm going to link this website in the instruction part of the assignment instructions. So you're going to find this assignment on Mrs. Burns' 4th grade 1920 team. Click assignments, and it's going to be called Design Your Colony. All right, guys, I hope that was helpful showing you how to do that. And I hope it's pretty easy to move those pieces around. All right, guys, I will see you later.